We can't make you a morning person, but we can make your mornings better. Switch on to 94.3 Royal FM.
Kigali in the morning is Money Matters. That conversation comes to you every once. Because we want to be money-wise aware. Isaac, we need to talk. Good morning.
Good morning.
That
it's a pleasure
statement
to be
is
here.
scary, isn't it? We need to talk.
When it comes from your girlfriend, that's when it's a problem.
From a fellow man,
But
it's very
another
okay.
guy is fine.
Yeah,
Let's have a
from a guy is fine. We need to talk sounds like coffee.
Yeah.
Isaac,
Yes, sir.
I bet you know your people very well.
I hope so.
You know your people, the people of our community. What would you say is our biggest money problem?
I don't know if it's just our people with the money problem, but this right now, YOLO.
YOLO?
You only live once?
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
It's our biggest money problem.
The microwave mindset. This one of right now. The reason why it's such a big problem is that it doesn't allow the natural process of success to happen. You can't have you're just talking about love stories. You can't have a right now love story.
It's not even.
And right now, love
Like
story
microwave
is
and you have
possible.
no.
There's a microwave story,
There's
microwave
a-
love
there's-
story.
That you meet, you just looked at each other. You know the ones that they're showing us on TV?
Yes, get
I
smitten.
saw her from across the room. He looked at me.
I was like a song somewhere.
Harlequin romance novel. Life doesn't happen like that.
No.
That's
You
too.
build a relationship. You build trust.
it, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you can find attraction just across the room, yeah, but not love. Yeah, so the same thing with money. You don't just wake up and put microwave and you're now a professional. You don't put your degree in a microwave and now you have a PhD. No. Yeah.
Today, I want to present to you money problems from Kigalians. Kigali people have sent me to you that they have money problems and they want a senior like you to speak into this money problem because, I mean, you have experience with money problems, don't you?
I do.
Question number one. Here's a person who says, I have multiple loans, and we've spoken about it today. Jeff says, I have loans everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere. And apparently, Jeff also is in multiple relationships. A girlfriend in Cabeza is in a
Wait
saloon.
a minute.
A girlfriend in Cabeza goes to a saloon, uses the service, and says, but Jeff is going to pay. Then they call Jeff and says, when are you paying? In Nyamirambo,
Here's a Momo code.
there's a girlfriend who went to a boutique to pick things to eat. Says, Jeff will pay.
Yeah.
Everywhere, Jeff has debt. On top of his small ride, which he picked from a bank, he's surrounded by debts. Landlord, he has debts to pay. He says, I am overwhelmed. I'm struggling to figure out how to prioritize my debts, even to start paying them off. I feel bogged down. I'm sinking deeper into debt. What is the best way to dealing with multiple debts?
There's an author called why is his name running away from me right now? He wrote the 7 Baby Steps. He's an American author. I will look for it to post it on social media. He wrote the 7 baby steps there. Baby steps to get out of debt. To build financial wealth. By the beginning by getting out of debt. One of the things that he writes in his book is that you want to find a way to attack your debt one at a time. I think it's step 2. So you want to find the debt, the smallest, not the highest interest. This is his method. There are many methods to get out of debt. Many people will go after the one with the most interest first, the highest interest rate, because you pay more with the high interest rate. However, his argument is that if you were to take the smallest, if you organize your debts and then attack the smallest one, regardless of the interest rate, that smallest one, when you complete that, paying off that debt, you get some kind of mental victory that you can actually do something.
Is that what they call the snowball?
It's a snowball effect. It's a snowball approach. Yeah? So you start. It's called a snowball because you start small and you build and you build and you roll and you build and you end up with some big solution. He says now when you get that first small debt off the books, that money you are paying there, top up a little bit and go after the next debt. But it also means beginning by squeezing your life. Jeff needs to squeeze his life. You have to figure out where the fat is in your life and squeeze it out. Because he cannot continue spending when he's in debt.
Yeah, what surprised me is how Jeff is in multiple relationships. 3. How dare do you
But
get
for
into
what?
multi-relationships when you know you're broke?
Where's the benefit, even if you're rich? For what? Now you sit down and ask yourself a question.
Okay, rich for the sake of it.
Just to tell yourself that I know how to juggle. Why?
You're very good at multitasking.
It's not going to end well. It never
Broke and in multi-relationships.
does. In fact, he might be better off broke in multiple relationships than rich in multiple relationships. No, don't do that.
We have here Sandra. Sandra's problem. These are Kigali problems.
Please, Kali.
Sandra says, I am in my mid-30s, but I haven't started saving for retirement. Good thing Sandra thinks about retirement in
That's
mid-30s.
a very good thing, yeah.
There are people in their late 40s not thinking about.
I have a client who was 61 who said, I haven't planned for retirement. I want to retire in 2 years. I want to retire in 2 years. I have everything sorted, but except retirement.
What is sorted then?
He has his house. Him and his wife have their cars. The kids are finished university. All the education is paid for. They have no debt, but no plan for
He's
retirement.
banking on the
plan
kids.
after
61.
retirement.
And he wants to retire at 63. No plan for retirement.
Jesus.
Go ahead, please. So yes, congratulations, your 30 thing. About
30, mid-30s, she's thinking about retirement, but she says she's not started saving yet. This is a bit late.
Yeah.
If in your mid-30s you've not saved anything,
Is
and,
it?
it's
Yes,
late.
you're
It's late.
giving
It's
us
really
pressure.
Oh,
late.
yeah, it's late. It is late.
It's really,
Yeah.
really late.
Yeah.
So she says every month it feels like my salary just covers living expenses, nothing left to save. How do I begin planning for retirement when I am barely getting by
Yeah.
now?
So the first thing is your lifestyle. We have some hard discussions about your lifestyle because it means you're living beyond your means. If you have nothing to save, it means you're living beyond your means. Do you have to live where you live? The house you have, do you have to have it? The car you're driving, do you have to have it?
Stop it.
The lifestyle you have, do you have to have it? Are you willing to sacrifice your future self for your comforts today? Are you willing to sacrifice your kids' education in the future for that house you're living in today? Because those are the decisions you're making. So these are hard conversations we need to have. I know adjusting lifestyle is a very difficult thing to do, but these are conversations we have to have. That's number one. When you squeeze down your lifestyle, then you have that squeezed down available extra cash, expendable money to now save and invest for retirement. It's better to be a little bit uncomfortable when you're young than to be uncomfortable when you're old.
Let me try to bring in perspective from Juliana. Juliana, you're saying that mid-30s is just too much pressure to think about retirement. When did you want to start thinking about retirement?
Well, I'm not saying me because I'm not saying it out of experience. I'm just saying my imagination is you've just entered into the working system.
In the mid-30s?
No, probably in your 20s,
20s maybe.
or 25
maybe
years.
Mid-20s.
In mid-20s, you've just started getting into the system. You're working. You've just acquired a car on a loan because you're doing a salary
You're just
loan.
starting to eat life.
You've
Chop
just
it.
starting
chopping.
You're
Yeah.
starting to chop life. So basically, 30s, you have just completed your car loan.
You
or
just left your father's
You're now
house.
starting to get a mortgage,
You want to
mortgage,
spend
house
nights out.
mortgage. Do you know what I mean? You're starting to fly on
mortgage of
holidays.
30. Okay.
You could do that if you planned it very
You
well.
know successful people.
So you're starting to basically enjoy your life after uni, and then you're flying. You're having flights, holidays and all that.
You want to
You
go
haven't planned-
to Bali.
You haven't planned of what am I going to do after my retirement at 60. You're just in your
Maldives.
30s. Honestly speaking. So, and we also, okay, I'm not saying don't save. It's good to save some little money on the side, but retirement, I think that's way too big to start planning in your 30s.
You should start planning for your retirement. If there's anything I'm going to say today, this is the one I'm saying. If you're going to plan for retirement, it's the minute you get your first job salary.
Wow.
That first salary, a portion needs to be prepared for retirement. If you want to know how people suffer, just look at the modern first world today. People in quote-unquote retirement, in quote-unquote the wealthiest nations in the world, and see how 65-year-olds, 75-year-olds, 80-year-olds are working at KFC, Nakumat, going toot on the machine, toot, because there are people who are, the aged women who are eating food for cats, that fish that they make for cats, because they don't have money and they don't have income. You are vulnerable in your old age. And young people who are vulnerable, the whole world supports them. The whole community supports young vulnerable. Old vulnerable are forgotten. Do not allow yourself to be that statistic. Prepare when you are young and strong for the time where you will be older and more frail. Yeah.
Wow.
We can go home now.
Reality.
Yeah, let's switch off. Yeah. Can I drop the mic? I'm not holding the mic.
Drop
But
it.
otherwise I would have dropped it.
Drop the mic.
Oh, wow.
You see, my father tries to call me, and it's difficult because every time he calls, I say, "I'm going to call you back. I am busy." I mean, he's of age, should be taking care of himself with what he saved. I'm also trying to work hard to save some money. So. My children, when they will be calling me, I'll be saying, "No, I'm at the farm."
Guys, I want to understand this, just for clarity, for the young people who are not getting this whole story of retirement. Other than you saving money, which are automatic saving that you put on the side every other month, what else you've acquired a house, bought a car, bought land somewhere. What else? What is retirement? Is that part of retirement, or you need to put more money?
To buy a car and put it
Specific. No, I'm just saying you need specific saving account for retirement.
No, saving is. Think about saving like putting maize in a silo.
That's what I'm saying. We have some money you save every month.
Yeah.
Is that part of the
But
retirement?
think about it, and I say no boldly because saving alone is not enough.
Okay.
I like to compare it to farming. Think about when a farmer collects the harvest. The harvest for the farmer, it's income, isn't it? Now, imagine the farmer collects his harvest and puts it in the silo, in the storehouse. Is he done? Just because he has, is he done farming? Is he ready for retirement? Just because he put maize in the silo? No, that's.
Is he going to eat the maize? He's not going to eat.
It's a recycle.
He might eat some of that maize. He might sell some of that maize, but definitely he's going to keep some of that maize for next season planting. It's the same with your money. You can't just leave your money in the silo. If you leave maize in the silo in the storehouse, it will spoil. Rats will enter. Disease. Your cash is the same way. If you just leave your cash somewhere in the corner, in the sock drawer, under your underwear, under the mattress, rats will come. Disease will come and eat the value of that money. They call it inflation.
Like right now, we see if you've kept your money somewhere for a
10 years.
long time.
You see how much you find
don't
there.
talk about 10 years. Just talk about the past 6 months. You see that the value of your money,
it can
if it wasn't doing anything, your money has depreciated already.
It has devalued. So that money that you save, that's the necessary first step. The silo is the first step. The next step is to plant it now. Where are you going to put it? Because just because you've retired doesn't mean you don't need an income. You're just not getting income from a job. You should be getting income from some kind of asset which is putting money in your pocket every month.
To give you a life.
Now
Without
you
you
go to
having to
Maldives.
Continue with the flow.
Without
you
you
go to
having to
Maldives.
call your children to send you.
Now you go to Ibiza. Because you have asset, whether you are in Ibiza, whether you're in the office, the
It's
asset
working.
is producing money. Now you can
So we need to
enjoy
invest
nicely.
for the future.
That's number one. Suffer when you're young. Don't
Kigali,
suffer when you're old.
Kigali money problems. We have another situation here. This is Kamikaze. Kamikaze says she's living paycheck to paycheck.
All of us.
She says, I
Do we all?
live paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
And it seems like no matter how much I try to budget, something unexpected always comes up and ruins my plan. How can I break this cycle and start building a cushion? This is more like my story.
Remind her
Every day, something is coming up. Every day I receive a text message. Somebody has died. Somebody has done this. Somebody this. Somebody
Remind
that.
me her name.
Contribute
This is
for a
kamikaze.
wedding.
Kamikaze. Become a jealous person.
Jealousy.
You need jealousy in your life.
Mm.
Yeah, you're not jealous. Become jealous of your plan.
Protect it.
Protect it vigorously. Like you see a lioness protect the baby. You know, sometimes you can protect your baby, there's no danger. Huh? You can become growling and shouting, even though you just think there's a problem, but there's no actual problem. Huh? Somebody just crossing the street on the other side, you are shouting at them, but they're on the other side. Why are you disturbing people? Because you're protecting
Your territory.
your precious. Now your plan, if you don't feed it, it will die. If
You
don't
feed a plan.
Yeah, with money. So I have a small girl.
Expound.
I have a small girl. Every time she likes to eat, she's like her father.
Don't say
Okay.
that.
All right.
So when she sees her mother or I eating, she'll come up to us and say, "Daddy, Daddy, ah 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 ah." She opens her mouth.
Like I want also.
Why are you eating
Eh.
without me?
How?
Can you eat? Are you feeling comfortable?
How do you eat without?
And she knows immediately when she does that. In my heart, there's something called guilt.
Yes.
How do I put the next spoon in my mouth
Before giving
when
her.
she's
It's
there?
like, Daddy, give me.
Now, for me, when somebody asks me for funds of my own, outside of my plan, the first image I get in my head is Daddy.
How do you want me to give you my funds when I don't have them?
You want me to take funds from my daughter's open mouth, begging me for food, and I remove it out of her mouth with her mouth wide open, lots of saliva, waiting for the taste. And I remove and I give you so that you can go pay for your girlfriend's hair and nails.
Wait
You
a
have
minute.
lied. You have
that
lied.
example
you
just
have
makes
lied
me
for
feel like,
You have lied for me.
it
a
opens
story.
your eyes.
You see what I'm saying?
Hey.
Be jealous. I am jealous for my daughter. So if it's, I'm not saying don't help other people. Have a plan to do what?
To help.
Funerals. Have a plan for weddings. Have a plan for those who are asking. Give money, don't lend. Give it. We had this conversation in the office just the other day. You give that money. When you lend, you cause problems. Give what you can give, not what you can't. But what you have planned to give, what you have planned to donate, let that be that. What is for my daughter, it's for her. And I will not remove from her to give you.
Here's a situation. This is the last one. We have tried to really manage the time that we have
You have
on
done
ourselves.
well.
This is my friend Brian. Brian is talking about managing family expenses and finances on a single income. Brian says he's the sole breadwinner in the family. Mukazi doesn't have a job.
Okay.
She's a stay-at-home mom. She's doing a great job.
Go ahead.
They have kids. They are going to school. They have household bills. It's not their house. They are paying rent. They have medical expenses. Kukazi, they don't have insurance, so he has to chip
Take care
in.
of it yourself.
And he says it feels like we are constantly stretched, so thin. And I wonder how I can manage my income more effectively and still have something left over for saving and emergencies under this situation.
Start with that one. Brian, you start with saving and emergencies first.
They're spread so thin, stretched.
uh-huh.
Where will
Yeah.
they? What
Everyone
will
is
they
stretched.
save?
How many people have money left over at the end of the month? Everyone is stretched. We are stretched at 100,000 salary. Even at 200,000, we are still stretched. 500 stretched. 1 million stretched. 3 million stretched. Everyone is stretched because we have a natural tendency to consume everything we have, maybe even plus a little bit more. This is the nature of our human beings. We consume everything we have naturally. Unless there is a mechanism that we put in place to stop ourselves from doing it. It's called lifestyle inflation. There's even an economic term for it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're making 100K, you are using 100K. When you're making 200K, you also used it. It's not like you doubled your income and then you kept the same 100K lifestyle. You upgrade.
So the expenses become more higher.
And in fact, the more you make, sometimes we become more extravagant. So by the time you're making 500K, you're spending 600
Crazy.
because you're borrowing from Jesse. Because Jesse is the one we ask for money when we don't have, huh? So
They should stop it.
So what we have to do, and I will always come back to when I was struggling to manage a stretched income, the number one thing is to have a difficult discussion about how you're spending and why. Must you have this? Do you have to have that? For the sake of daddy, what sacrifices are you willing to make? For the sake of your own dream, what sacrifice? For the sake of your parents, for the sake of your own retirement, how difficult do you want your life to be when you reach 60, 70? And how jealous can you be? Because for me, I'm jealous about my daughter. What are you jealous about? Are you jealous about your plan? Are you jealous for your parents? Do you feel like you owe them for what they've done for you? Are you jealous for your community?
They just want a very comfortable bed. Me, I'm jealous. I want very nice, warm bed sheets.
If you want warm bed sheets, you suffer for those warm bed sheets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kigali in the morning, a great conversation. Kigali money problems. Only here with Isaac Nkosi.
Join the money conversation with Isaac Nkosi every Wednesday at 8 a.m. on Kigali in the morning. Money matters. Growing together.